Good morning. It is a Tuesday, January the 28th. Good to have you with us on this Tuesday. We're live from the HCC TV studios this morning. I'm Todd Duplantis here with Benji Escobar. Good to have you with us.
Yeah, I'm good. Glad to be here on time.
Yeah, well,
Right
I
on
was going to say,
time, I mean.
running a little late this morning.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get caught up in a little traffic out there.
Little traffic out there, 290, 610.
Yeah, a lot of people like leave early when they know they might have a little traffic. It's morning.
I left early. It's just, sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Well, at least he made it about a minute before we went on air. But hey, he's here. We're glad you're here with us this morning. It's Tasty Tuesday. We got some special guests coming up very shortly. And you've got a special guest as well. Before we get to that, we want to thank everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. We're here Mondays through Fridays when HCC is in session, just about every Monday through Friday, live at 10 a.m. But Benji, they can catch us anytime in social media and on our cable channel.
Yes, like you said, we are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV, our own TV channel, where you can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, it's Tasty Tuesday. We've got a special guest, a celebrated local chef, returning to discuss how HCC students are helping feed the soul of the industry. We're talking about Chris Williams. He's the executive chef and co-founder of Lucille's Fine Southern Foods, spokesperson of the Feed the Soul Global Culinary Conference, and he's also our Tasty Tuesday guest. Chris, welcome back to the show. You've got a lot of handles going on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always good to see you guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to hearing about all you have going on very shortly, and also talk about the latest at Lucille's. So stick around. We're going to be with you in about 10 minutes or so. Okay. But first off, I think, Benji, you got a special guest joining us.
Yes. On the topic of, we're going to get into planets and stuff.
Yeah.
I love to talk about the planets will soon align, literally, and this guest will tell me all about it and some HCC changes afoot. We have Dr. Kumela Tafa. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Tafa.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So we're looking forward to hearing about the 7 planetary alignment coming soon, as well as what did not happen this past weekend that many thought would for the first time in 100 years. Let us know about that.
All right. Thank you again for having me on. And before we go to the planetary alignment, let me say a few words about our program at HCC. We used to be called the Natural Sciences Division before this term, actually. And at the beginning of the term, we changed our name to just Astronomy, Geology, and Physics department. The reason for the change was mainly earlier we were calling ourselves Natural Sciences because we were hosting a lot of programs, including applied sciences. As time goes on, these were kind of taken out of our programs, and finally only we're left with astronomy, geology, and physics. But that does not mean our enrollment went down. Actually, our enrollment went up at this time, and when we had all those other allied sciences, as well as mathematics and horticulture program. So right now, astronomy offers core courses up to 8 credit hours, theory and laboratory. The lab is virtual, and sometimes we bring students to campus to show them the stars and the planets, what we are going to talk about later on. And then we have geology program. Again, geology program offers core courses as well as transferable courses, as well as also associate degree in geology. And physics does the same as geology, core courses, as well as transferable courses and associate degree in physics. So what makes physics a little more interesting is physics is the basis for engineering, and we have lots of engineering offering universities around us, which HCC signed MOU with. And so that is how our programs are running right now. Not just that, as you all know, HCC also launched baccalaureate degrees in
Yes,
some
and I wanted to ask you
programs.
about that actually, but something that your program is going to do soon here with the bachelor's degrees, right?
Yes, thank you. Yes, with program leaders as well as the academic leaders, myself included, we are looking into how our program can fit into that model for HCC. And when we look at that, HCC 5 years ago, HCC today, and HCC tomorrow, the future of HCC looks very, very bright on this end. And we are really happy to be part of it. And so that is our program.
Yes, awesome. It's great to hear about everything that you are doing there in that program. And I mean, it's amazing stuff that y'all do there. I love space myself. I've always been a fan of what NASA's doing, SpaceX, and all these other Blue Origin, and all these other companies that are doing space exploration and the advancements on it. But I also wanted to talk about the night sky in January and February. We'll get to February, but first, what was that all about on January 25th? I mean, some said that it was a planetary alignment that happened for the first time in more than 300 years. But can you tell us more about that?
Thank you. I don't know where that came from, actually, to be honest. Okay, the alignment was there, as you have just said, starting the early January, and it goes on to February. The planets are in our view in the evening, so that's true.
Yeah.
And I just sent a kind of a picture of it. Probably if you could be able to share with that, that's okay. But if not, I'll just talk about it also. So that January 25 is kind of a myth, just something that is not there. No scientist will confirm that. I'll grant you that. But the planets, the planetary alignment is really amazing. We have right now we have 6 of them lined up for us. We have in the western sky, you have Venus and Saturn. Saturn used to be way up in the horizon. Right now, it has passed Venus and is going toward the horizon. And soon it is going to disappear. So, well, of course, still right now, if the sky is clear and if someone goes out there, they are going to see the brightest thing in the western sky, and that's Venus.
Wow.
Next to Venus, just below Venus, towards the horizon, then they will see Saturn. Saturn is far away. That's why it looks dim. But if it is as close as Venus to us, probably is going to touch us. So it's really big, way, way bigger than Venus, okay? But Venus is close to us, so that is why it is so bright, just like the moon. The moon is the closest to us. That is why it is so bright.
Yeah.
Okay? The moon is out there. So that is what makes Venus so bright. And now, if one looks toward the east, or the eastern horizon, Mars is towards the horizon, and then Jupiter is up in the sky. They are all moving towards west.
Okay.
And then there are other 2, Neptune and Uranus. They are very far out there. And unless you have a very powerful scope or just telescope, you cannot see them.
Okay.
So we can see only Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn right now.
And what would be the ideal time and dates to see that in our horizon there?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So this is just after sunset. Okay, just say sunset around right now around 6. Okay, so 6:30, between 6:30 and 7, before Saturn goes out of our view for set. That means it's going to set. So you'll see Saturn, and Venus will be with us for a while. And then you will look east, you'll see Jupiter and Mars. Jupiter is the third brightest, actually.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to spot Jupiter as well as Mars.
Yeah, and I know. I mean, HCC probably has to have some telescopes to kind of look at this stuff. I know one of our campuses, I think it's the Felix Fraga, or I can't remember. It's one of the ones in the Southeast campus that they have an actual telescope in the building, which you can look up to, and it's pretty awesome. Do y'all have anything like that in your department?
Yes, we used to run that dome, actually.
Okay.
it has to be repaired. I think nowadays repaired and it's functional.
Okay.
And sometimes because of weathering, it is not safe to operate it. So that is why we don't often use it. But well, now it is maintained, and our faculty there is using it for star parties as well as for teaching purposes. We do have telescopes all around our campuses. At Stafford campus, we have at West Houston Institute, we have at Northwest, we have telescopes everywhere. And so actually we are planning, if the sky is clear, probably next week, to see this planetary alignment before it goes out of our view.
I love to hear that. Students will definitely love to see that. Not only students, but faculty and staff would probably love to see that too. So, I mean, that'd be great, right?
Yes, it does.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Kumela Tafa. He is the professor of physics and astronomy, as well as the associate chair for the astronomy, geology, physics department. And we'll have all of your info in our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us again, all, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. All right. So after a quick commercial break, Todd will return with our Tasty Tuesday guest. So don't miss it. Stay tuned.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. It is Tasty Tuesday today, and our guest joining us once again, Chris Williams, who is with Lucille's Fine Southern Foods. He's also a spokesperson for the Feed the Soul Global Culinary Conference, and he's our Tasty Tuesday guest. Welcome back to the show, Chris. Good to have you on again.
Thanks for having me.
So congrats on the Michelin-recommended restaurant award. You're also a multiple James Beard finalist, been published in Bon Appetit, Nation's Restaurant News, and all of our local press as well. Before we get to the Feed the Soul, tell us the latest about Late August and its menu. Now, if I recall, Late August has a name because it's when a certain catalog would come out with Christmas toys published in it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. It's in the Ion building, which is Houston's technology hub. But before it was the Ion, it was Sears. And it was an architectural marvel built in 1918, first escalator in the city. And every one of our concepts has some tie to history. Lucille's my great-grandmother, who's an amazing chef, pioneer, trailblazer. Rado Market, because of the El Dorado Ballroom, that's how it was referred to back in the day. And then when I started researching the history of the Sears Roebuck Company, I was trying to find something I connected with directly, and it was the Christmas catalog. Yeah. And all I could find out about when it came out, it was late August. So that's the name, and I thought it would be gray enough to allow us to do whatever we wanted to do, since we didn't know what we were going to do. And
yeah, I remember that very well myself, because I used to get that catalog and start circling things in pages. And of course, I wouldn't get what I'd circled to get a few other things. But, it's always good to dream when you're a kid to see that catalog. Generations now will never. I sound like I'm really old, Benji. Really, really old when I say
that. That's because
generations now don't understand it.
Yeah, no, that's because we are old, and that's okay. But yeah, I mean, I just like you, I circle the whole book, and my parents have 3 months to disappoint me, prepare for that disappointment.
Tell us about the menu at Late August.
Well, so we just launched our new menu last Friday, and incredibly proud of the work that Sergio and myself have done, the whole team that have done to bring this menu to life. But this one is really a showcase of our farms. One of the biggest things that we do as a company is the work with our nonprofit, which is that we literally grow to give. We have 2 farms, one behind our production kitchen and one in Kindleton, Texas. And these farms are used to grow for the palates of the people that we're serving. So every space that we use has true purpose. And Late August is the only restaurant in the hospitality group that is allowed to purchase ingredients from that farm, because Late August, with its niche menu and its small size, is the only one that I believe can like really do the vegetables justice. So this new menu has a whole farm section, and it's just a showcase of the beautiful bounty that's coming straight out the dirt 45 minutes away from us, and chef is preparing it magically. I love it. It's one of my favorite menus that I've been a part of.
Now, I imagine the menu will change as the year goes around and different things are in season. What's your favorite dish that is on the menu right now?
Man, it's 3 of them. One is, I'll start with the farm stuff, but one is the grilled eggplant with plums over a cashew cheese with the pepita and sesame nut crumble and a tahine shallot vinaigrette. It's crazy. It's busy. It's not overwhelming. It's approachable, but it's a lot of fun. And then I'll just give you one other one. This is my favorite thing on the menu, period. It's Texas Gulf oysters with the mole chili crunch and a turnip mignonette. That's one of those ridiculous combinations that when you try it, it's fun. And I think that's what chefs should always go for. We should go for things that are fun to experience. Not too serious. We're not pretentious. It's just fun.
Sounds that you got me with the oysters there. I'm gonna have to come check that out. Lucille's, your original location. You also have a nonprofit you mentioned. Is that Lucille's 1913?
Correct.
Tell us a bit about that.
Lucille's 1913 started with the pandemic. We wanted to use our platform and our hands that we had to serve our community in any way that we could, and that turned into us doing 1 million meals from scratch, chef-driven meals that we delivered to all of Greater Houston and down into Fort Bend County. And much like our farming program, these meals were culturally considerate, meaning that we cook for the palates of the people that we're serving. It's one thing to give people, provide nutrition that's necessary. It's another thing to provide the flavors that people appreciate. I think there's dignity in that. And that's showing respect in what we're doing. So we've taken that same ethos and we've applied it to farming now. One of the biggest things that we're doing that I'm really excited about is that we're about to launch the first in Texas, excuse me, compost agricultural exchange program. So this is happening in Kindleton, Texas. And what that means is that we're going to get a portion of the residents to buy into to sign up for this program to where they will voluntarily compost their waste. We'll pick it up. We'll take it and compost it ourselves, feed the farm, which is completely organic. And in return for their efforts, we'll take fresh produce directly to their door. This will be the first time that a township is collectively trying to reduce their carbon footprint, and they're able to reap the benefits and enjoy and eat the benefits of their work.
So they compost and you bring them vegetables in return?
I take their waste to the farm, compost it, feed the farm, bring them the harvest back to their door.
That's great
program.
We need that all around Houston, because we're composting in our backyard, but it's just for us. But man, if I could figure out a way to get it to a restaurant and get some, get it grown with some vegetables, and I'm all for that. Sign me up. You also participated in the Feed the Soul Foundation Culinary Scholarship Dinner. Tell us about that. Now, did you get a chance to work with some HCC culinary students as well?
I did. That was the highlight of the night for me. And I want to work with them again. I've found out a lot about HCC's program. I didn't know that you guys produced, the second largest amount of female graduates and the number one for Black and brown graduates. Amazing. The students were passionate. They were excited. They were hardworking. and they had a high pain tolerance because in that kind of environment, we could inflict some pain on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to working with them again.
Well, first off, late August was recently recognized with the Michelin recommended as a Michelin recommended restaurant. That obviously has got to be a big honor for you guys to know that when you get noticed like this.
Yeah, no, it's huge. I've been a consumer of Michelin stars my entire life, traveling the world trying to see what Michelin star restaurants are like. It's never been one of my goals to be one of them, just because it's so far removed from where we are here in Texas. So to get that recognition has now put a fire underneath me, and I have a goal of getting the Green Star to be the first African American owned restaurant to ever receive a Green Star, and that's what we're going to do next year. But yeah, it was a great honor.
And I know last time we talked, I think we talked about Ratto Market. How is that going now? Because we were talking about that, and I think you guys were getting ready to open late August.
Yeah, yeah. Ratto Market is going well. It's under the care of Chef Jaden Gaines, who's an amazing chef who's from the neighborhood, grew up going to the Eldorado Ballroom, and the concept means a lot to her. It's still a wonderful incubator for local entrepreneurs to test their products out in a real brick and mortar market. Since we started the program, we have two of our former partners that have launched their own brick and mortar businesses, so it's doing well.
Well, we are looking forward to hearing about your continued success as things go on. And thanks for bringing in those HCC students. I know they certainly are inspired by this as well. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris Williams, executive chef and co-founder of Lucille's Fine Southern Foods. We're going to have all the information on his restaurants and social media information in our post after this show. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. Coming up, we've got a few announcements before we wrap up the show. We'll be back in a minute.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis here with Benji Escobar, and we've got a few announcements for you. One of them happening Thursday, January the 30th. Coffee and Conversation with SPY. What does that stand for? Strategy Planning and Institutional Effectiveness. Well, they're having a workshop to talk about, they're inviting faculty and staff to attend this workshop to talk about building a culture of exceptional support. Join them 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Thursday, January 30th at the West Loop campus. We have some coffee. We'll talk. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Probably. No, it's way over your head. Never mind. Coffee. We'll talk. Fashion Fusion's coming up as well.
Yes. Glamour and creativity unite at HCC's Fashion Fusion when the talented designers from all over the district will showcase their stunning creations inspired by the arts of Asia. From the elegance of Japan to the vibrancy of India and beyond, this promises to be a spectacular blend of tradition and contemporary couture. Ooh. This will take place this Thursday, January 30th from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Cullinan Hall in the Law Building at the Museum of Fine Arts of Houston. Admission is free, so check out our post after the show for more details.
Looking to teach in the future here at HCC? Well, they're having an adjunct career fair where you can explore your teaching opportunities. It's being hosted. They're hosting a faculty career fair for skilled educators to learn about the programs and discuss potential roles. All right, 9 a.m. to noon, Saturday, February the 15th. You got a little time before it. It's at the HCC West Loop campus. Check our post after the show for more information on that. And the Eagle Promise is rolling back out.
Yes, eligible high school students are encouraged to apply to the Eagle Promise program. The federal and state grants and scholarships don't cover costs of a degree or certificate. The Eagle Promise scholarship dollars will pay for tuitions, fees, and a book allowance of up to $500 each semester. Take advantage of this program. Check out our post after the show for more registration.
And speaking of registration, spring registration is underway right now for our second start semester. You can register right now. 5 ways to learn, 2 completely online, 2 of them are hybrid, and then of course in-person classes as well. Go to hccs.edu/apply. All right, tomorrow we'll be spotlighting HCC's engineering program. Later in the week, we'll continue to celebrate Up to the Minute's 5-year anniversary this month on Up to the Minute. Hard to believe we've been around for 5 years. He hasn't, but we have. He's only been around for a few. And if he keeps showing up late.
Can I ask you what a catalog is?
You see, there you go. Yeah. There used to be a day when Sears used to put out this book. It was about this big. It was a department store.
Okay.
And then we'd go in it and you would see pictures of all the toys you wanted. And
like on my iPad?
Yeah, like an iPad, but it was about this big. So similar to an iPad is today. So there you go. There's your history lesson for today. All right. Thanks for getting here in time. And thank you for joining us this morning. We're back tomorrow morning live at 10 a.m.